Hello everyone, welcome back to Skills for Chasers. So in this Chase 5, we are going to continue on the e-commerce analysis where we will see how do we use interactions and filters pane in the Power BI. We will also be understanding how we can do the formatting of the report in order to make it more client ready. So let's jump onto it. So in the last chase, this was the report that we had created. In case you don't have this report with you, you can download it from the description box. The link is provided over there. So we saw how we used slicers in the last chase, right? So slicers was something which was helping us in order to slice and dice the data. Now what happened is Power BI provides us abundant options in order to filter out our data. So now we are going to start off with the feature of interactions. See what exactly interaction is. Like, every chart over here somehow acts as a filter, right? So like, for example, if I click over here on the column chart, so if I click on this category of phones, so now you will see all the charts are changing, right? All the charts have changed. So now what happens over here is when you click on some chart, other charts are interacting with this chart over here. And this is true for every chart that you're going to create over here in this Power BI. So now these interactions are basically of three types. We have three types of interactions. One is called as filter. We have highlight. And the third one is none. Now see, every chart will not have all the three interactions. Some of the charts might just have two of them. Now, what do I mean by filter? See, what is happening is when I'm clicking on the phones, so you will see line chart is something which has filtered out. Filter out means now it is showing me just the data of the phones, that how the sales changed over the years for the phones. If you take a look on the pie chart, so pie chart right now, what is happening is actually getting highlighted. Highlighted means that, every data is still present in the chart, but the selection that you have made, that has just got highlighted. So, right, I can see over here like the highlighted proportion. So that tells me how much sale of phones happened in home office, how much sale of phones happened in, consumer. So we can see the portion is highlighted. So now in case if I want that, if I click on this column chart, so what I would like to do over here is that, this pie chart should also get filtered, right? This line chart is anyhow getting filtered over here. And when it comes to this table that we have at the bottom, I want there should be no effect. So that is called as none. None means that when you click on the chart, other chart will have no impact. There will be no filtration that is going to happen on that. So let's see how do we do it. So you click on the chart first. So now my column chart is selected. You have to click on the option of format. So once the chart is selected, you click on format. And over here, you will see the option of edit interactions. Now, when I click on this option of edit interactions, you will see some icons will pop up on top of the charts. Like for example, in the scatter plot, there are two options, filter and none. So if I will click on none, so now that column chart and scatter plot will now stop interacting, right? But I'll keep it as filter because that is what my requirement is. If I come onto the pie chart, you will see there are three options over here, filter, highlight, none. So right now it is getting highlighted. I want that pie chart should also get filtered if I click somewhere on the column chart. So if I click on filter, now that interaction has changed. Now if I come to the table below over here and I will click over here on none. So you can see all the charts don't have all the three options. So I made it none. Now I'll go back on that interactions option and I will turn it off. Now those options have gone away. If I click on phones, see now you will see this pie chart is now not getting highlighted. It's getting filtered, right? So filter means only that data is visible, what you have selected, and highlight means complete data is still there in the chart, selection gets highlighted. In the table below, there is no impact because we made that option as none. So now in order to change the interactions, you actually have to do the interactions of every chart individually. Like for example, if I come over here on the line chart, and if I again go in the format option and I will click on edit interactions. Now I want that if I click on the line chart, again, this donut chart that I have, this should be getting filtered. And I want there should be no impact on the table. So again, I have made my changes over here. I click on edit interactions and those options are gone. Now, this is how you work with the interaction which come as a inbuilt feature where the interaction is active live. Now, the next option that you will see in terms of filtering out the data is that is the filter pane on the right hand side. So this is called as filter pane. Now, this filter pane is something which is again going to help you filter out the data to a next level. Now, in this filter pane, what happen is there are three type of filters that you will find. So first of all, we have visual filter. We have page filter. And we have filter on all pages. So these are the three type of filters that you will find in the filter pane. So now if suppose I select the first chart, right, the column chart I have selected. In the filter pane, you will see, this is, you can see visual filter, filter on this visual. Now that means any filter that you apply over here is going to work only on this column chart. So whatever chart you select, that's where that filter is going to get applied. So in that column chart, we already have three, the fields that we have dragged into it, like category, subcategory, sum of sales. If suppose I click on category and I come and I say I want to show the data only for furniture and office supplies. So you can see the chart has been filtered out, but the impact is only coming on that column chart and the data of technology is not shown in this chart right now. Let's keep it as all for now. Similarly, you want to filter out a particular subcategory from the data. You can do that by clicking on the subcategory option over here. And likewise, if you come over here, you have sum of sales. If you want to apply some filter, like you want to show that only that data should be visible where the sale is less than 10,000. So if I put that value and I click on apply filter, see the data will be filtered. So there was only one such subcategory where the sale was below 10,000, the data has been filtered out. If I want to remove it, I can click on the clear filter option and the complete data will be back onto my screen. Now what we can do extra over here is we can also bring some other fields and drag and drop it in this chart. So for example, if I pick the field of region, and now you have to drag the region, you will see over here there's an option that is coming which says add data fields here. So that's where you can see this option. Now in this, I will pick up the field of region and drag it inside this. So over here, so I will drag this field of region over here inside this. So now you will see the region is something which can be seen over here right now. It's coming over here in this pane. Now from this region, suppose if I select central, now the chart is filtered out and is showing the data only for the central, right? If you want to remove this filter, you can just click on this cross sign and the filter can be removed. Now in this filter pane, you also get a feature where what we can do is, in case you want to lock the filter. See, lock the filter means if on category, if I click lock, right? So now see, when we share this report with the end user, this filter pane is something which will be visible to the end user as well. And I want user should not be able to change the category in this chart. So if I lock it, now the end user with whom you share this report will not be able to make a change to this chart over here, or I would say this filter over here. There is an I option. If I click on this, that means hide. Now this filter in fact will not be visible to the end user if you hide this out. Now the same option I can apply on all the fields that we have dragged over here. So if I make it show filter and if I unlock it, now end user has all the control on it. Now in case you feel like you don't want to show this filter pane itself altogether to the end user, you have a master option as well which says hide. So now if I hide this, now this entire filter pane is not going to be visible to the end user. Let's keep it visible for now. Now when it comes to filter on this visual, there is a very interesting use case that we have for this. So let's do one thing. Let's click on this plus sign over here to add a new page. So in case you want to do the analysis on multiple pages, we can add more pages to the report as well. So if I click on plus sign, a new page is added over here. Let me create a chart. Let's suppose I create a normal column chart and I would like to show only top 5 selling products in this, right? I would like to showcase top 5 selling products. So what I do right now is I'm going to come up and I will pick the field of product name. I'll put it on the x-axis. I'll pick up the sales and I'll put it on the y-axis. So I can see now the sales can be seen for all the products over here. But my goal is to showcase only top 5 products. So on the product name, I will click on the drop down. So see, in the filter type, you have an option of basic filtering. And if I click on this, I have an option of top N filtering. So if I click on top N, so it will show me what top do you want to show. Do you want to show top or bottom? See, we have both the options over here. In case you want to show bottom 5 products as well, we can do that. I'll choose the option of top and I will say 5. I want to show top 5 products by what? So you see there is an option of by value. So in the by value, what we have to do is we simply have to drag and drop the field. So if I pick the field of sales and drag and drop it over here and I click on apply filter, so you will see the chart is filtered out and it shows me only top 5 selling products over here in this. Now what I would like to do is column chart is becoming so continuous for me, right? So I have seen the use case of this multiple times. Now in order to make this chart interesting, we have a feature over here. So in order to make this chart interesting, we have one more visual which is called as funnel chart. See, funnel chart is something which looks like a funnel. As the name itself, it tells to you. If I simply click on this, you will see this chart will get changed into a funnel chart. Now over here, it shows me top 5 selling products in the descending order. And what it also does is on the label, it shows me the sale of each product. And when you hover on this, right, it shows you percentages. Now percentages in the context, like for example, if I click on the second product, it shows me in the second product, we had 44.57% of the sales, what happened in the first product versus previous product. So in this case, first and previous is same. If I talk about the third product, in the third product, we got 36% of the sales, what happened in the first one, and 82% of the sales, what happened in the previous one, that is the second product. So you get some additional information in the form of percentages when we use this chart over here. Now, over here, let's do one thing. Let's just add one more visual over here. I would like to bring metrics in this time, right? So metrics is something which is little more advanced option of a table. So if I click on this metrics, a metrics visual will come up. Now see in metrics, what we can do is we can control rows and columns. See in the metrics, you will see there's an option of rows, there's an option of columns, there's an option of values. So what I do over here right now is in the columns, let me put region. Okay. So you can see the region names are now coming column wise, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. In the rows, let's put subcategory. So we have quite a few subcategories. I'll put that over here. And in the values, I would put sales. So now if you see over here, now we have more of a expanded structure of a table over here in this. So I can see the totals also. I have a total of accessories, which is given to me over here. And similarly, I have the total of each region as well, right? So that's how you make a matrix visual to show a little more comprehensive analysis as compared to a table that we saw in the previous chase. Now I'll go back to my page 1. So we have seen how we have used filter on the visual plus a very beneficial use case of creating a top end or bottom end products. Now what I'll do is, if suppose nothing is selected over here on the page, you will see only two type of filters are coming. Filter on this page and filter on all pages. If I pick up my field of region and I drag it over here on the option of filter on this page. So now the filter that we apply over here is going to work on the entire page, right? So if I select central, you will see all the charts are now going to show me the data of central only. And in fact, you see this slicer over here. The slicer as well is now only showing me the option of central. So a point to note over here, this filter pane has a higher preference over the slicers. So if you have applied something in the filter pane, that is also going to impact the slicers as well. So the entire page right now is showing me the data for central region. If I remove this filter from here, I click on the cross sign. Now we have the third option, which is filter on all pages. Let me drag region on the filter on all pages. Now, as the name itself tells, whatever filter you apply over here will get applied across all the pages, right? So page 1, page 2, and any other page that you have in this report, everywhere this filter is going to work. So let me select central again over here this time. So we can notice the data has been filtered out for central region over here on this. If I go to the page 2, there also you will see the data is now only visible for the central region, and this top 5 product is showing me the top 5 selling products of central region. So that's how this filter on all pages is going to work up. So that's the complete use case of filter pane, everyone. I hope you all are able to get it up, right? Filter on the visual, filter on the page, filter on all pages. Now let's do one thing. Let's remove this. I don't want to keep any filter as of now. If I go back to my page 1. Now on this page 1, I have added quite a few charts. Now I would like to make it little more presentable. So in case I want to share this with my client or the stakeholders, so it should look presentable to them. The first thing is always ensure that the charts have symmetries, right? Symmetries as in, you can see all the charts have the borders, but this table, the slicers, they don't have the border, and they also don't have the shadow effect. So now what I will do, I will select one of the charts. So I select the line chart. I will click on Format Painter, and this brush comes up. With that brush, let's click on the table. So we can see the effect has been applied. And similarly, I can take the Format Painter again. I'll apply it on the slicers as well, so that they have the similar look and feel. Format Painter and apply it over here. So previous one was not done. So let's do it again. So we will apply the Format Painter on the slicers as well. So I keep it Format Painter and we click on this. And similarly, we'll choose the Format Painter option again, and we'll bring this slicer as well in the same look and feel. So now if you all see, the charts are coming in the same format. The next thing that we should always do is, whenever you make a report, your report should always have a title. So how I can add a title over here is, if I click on the text box, see on the home page itself, you will see the option of text box. if I click on the text box, I can write my content over here. This is sales report ecom. Select the entire content. So I've used a shortcut, Control A. You can also select this content like this. I will make it bold. So I will select the entire content. We will make it bold. We can increase the font size. Let's keep it around 28. Let's use a nice format over here. Let me use Constantia. Then, by these three dots of this text box, you can move it up, right? And I can increase the size of this so that, I would like to keep it as a whole at the top as a title for this. So this is just a little bit sizing, resizing, that's it. We can make it center aligned. So my title comes in the center. Or maybe, I can increase the size a little bit more for better, adjusting of the things so that it comes. Now, what else I can do is, if I'm making this report, it's always a good idea to have the logo of your brand. So you can download any image from the internet and, you can use that as an image over here. So how do we bring the images over here is, so if you see, there's an option of insert. So if you click on insert, over here, you will find the option of image. So if I click on image, so I can go to a path where I have some image. So I'll choose my logo. I'll click on open. So you can see image has come up. And on this image, if you come to the formatting, right, or the format page, over here you have the option of styling. So if I click on style, I can make it fit, right? You also have an option of some actions. So like if you turn on the actions on the image, you want to apply some URL and all, you can, just go in the action. You can choose the option of web URL. And if you scroll down, you can put your web URL over here. Now, whatever URL you will put over here, so anyone who will click on this image, it will take them to that particular URL. So that's add a little bit of a personal touch when you share this report with your clients. So now if you see to the image also, what I'll do is let's apply the format painter. So I'll choose one of the charts, go to the home tab. I'll click on format painter and I'll just use that brush, right? So we can see this, my report is now more like client ready. If you want to do a little more formatting, what you can also do is if you select the charts, right, go into the formatting. And if you come down, if you go into the general option and you go into the effects, see, you can turn off the backgrounds as well. So in case if you feel that you want to make your report look like a little bit submerged in the background itself, you can turn off the backgrounds. So now the same thing has to be done for every chart. So if I click on format painter, right, so we can choose that option to bring that thing happening. See, now you will see all the charts will look like they are submerged in the background itself. So small changes, right? Small changes in terms of formatting can have huge impact on the reports that we create. See, so I bring this up, format painter. And I'll click on this format painter. So we have this one pie chart that is left out. And we make this as well formatted. So we can see now, and for the title as well, I can go in the effects, turn the background off. And now if you see, this is how the report is going to look like with some changes that have been done. So there you go. Right. So for the table also, what you can do is if you want, you can just drag this a little bit so that it takes more of the space. Right. So now you can see this is how the final report looks like. So the learnings of this was how we work with the interactions, how we use the filter pane and do the formatting to make this report bit client ready. So I hope you all would have enjoyed this video over here. So thanks for watching everyone. So see you in the next chase and please make sure you attempt all your MCQ quiz that will be shown in the last of this video. Thank you, everyone.